Welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick with 228.com, and today we're going to continue with the SwiftUI tutorial from Apple, and we're going to be generating previews dynamically. Now, this is a pretty cool deal. So we're going to be making like secondary previews out of this whole tutorial. But first, before we do that, I had to ask a question to somebody on Twitter about how to get rid of this mini map. As cool as this thing may be right here, mini map, all this goodness right here, I really don't use it. So we're gonna go to editor, go to the drop down. It's like the third to last, and hide mini map. That way it gives us more space to work with. And I'll close this up a little bit more. All right, this is looking good. All right, raise this up because this is where we're going to be. Okay, so we are in section 8, generating previews dynamically. So next you'll add code to the landmark list preview provider to render previews of the list that list view at different sizes. By default, previews render at size of the device in an active scheme. You can change the preview device by calling the preview device modifier method. Okay, so we have two simulators here. One's for the iPhone XR, the other one's for the iPhone XS Max, and in our list. So before we start, step 1, start changing the current list provider to render the size for the iPhone SE. You can provide the name of any device that appears in Xcode scheme menu. So underneath landmark lists, we're going to do .preview device. And it says raw value right here. So let's do that. Okay, raw value, iPhone. Oop. Make sure I get the string right. XS. Let me get this. Oh, hang on, hold the phone. Hold the phone. And this is going to be called preview device. And I probably should have hit enter right there. Preview device. And then the argument is preview device. That argument is raw value iPhone XS. Okay. Within the list preview, embed landmark lists for each instance using an array of device names. For each operates on collections the same way as the list, which means you can use it anywhere you use a child view, such as in stacks, lists, groups, and more. When the elements of your data are simple value types, like strings you're using here, you can use \self as a key path identifier. Okay, so we're going to come up here and do for each iPhone SE, comma iPhone XS Max. Okay. Dot identify by \self. Device in. And we're going to cut this out. Cut. Paste. Go ahead and indent that. This is for each. And clean this up. All right. Use the preview display name modifier to add the device names as your label previews. Okay. So we're going to do preview device name. Is it device name? Is device name. Sorry, my screen's kind of cut off a little bit right here. All right, device name, and then we're going to just take that out and use the raw value of said device name. Okay. We're good. All right, device name, and we're going to do another dot preview display name, which is this device name. Okay. Step 4, you can experiment with different devices to compare renderings of all your views. Okay, so we hit the play button. All right, this is for our iPhone SE. I'll minimize it. Our SE Max is loading underneath it. I'll play that. Now it says iPad Pro, and I didn't see the iPad Pro in there. I'm sure if we went to it, it would render. It's indexing files right now. So with this, the way this is set up is that if you go with for each, and each of the supported screen sizes like iPhone SE, iPhone XS, this one shows iPad Pro, you can run different simulators, and it's obviously working iPhone SE, iPhone XS Max, and use that device name, use this constant to render those device names, and in the preview display name, and use that name. They're running. It's just pegging out my poor my poor MacBook Air is pegging out because I'm recording, and OBS is having a hard time with Catalina. So, but that's how you make different previews for your whatever devices that you're looking for. I wish this Mac would turn up, but I guess because it's running so hard, it's not going to do that. So